What is the word? I'm picking up from my last video assigning every devil fruit to a specific historical figure, with the last video covering every paramecia fruit, and this video being part 2 covering Logia and Zoan. So go check that one out if you haven't already. My rationale is still the same as it was in the last video, and for brevity's sake, I'm not going to include the artificial, unnamed, or unknown Zoans because I don't want to bloat this list more than it already is. Sorry Rothschilds, no Gorosei beast for you. Yet, at least I think. So I'm not going to overtalk it, let's get back into it. Now to start back up with the Logia, starting with Smoker's Moku fruit, the smoke fruit, and an English sea captain would be appropriate. One who both fought and worked with pirates. That would be Woodes Rogers, the man who eliminated the major pirate operations in the Bahamas, essentially ending the last leg of the golden age of piracy, and had numerous encounters with legendary pirates throughout his career, such as the likes of Blackbeard, Charles Vane, and Benjamin Hornigold, to name a few. Kind of the opposite of Gold D. Roger, but sounds more like Garp. Guess you could say he smoked out the pirates. But maybe he wouldn't have been done dirty like Oda did Smoker. Man, just give that nigga Smoker a good fight, please. Now for the power of God. Leonidas will be given the boon of Zeus with Enel's Goro no Mi, the lightning fruit, being able to hold up and even maybe defeating the immortals and leading the Spartans to victory as he brings down storms of lightning against the Persians like he's Zeus. Hopefully without the numerous amount of sexual assault charges that Zeus has, and without the Slim Shady do-rag.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Now for the 3 legendary admirals fruits. I know y'all been waiting for this, so let's get into it. The ice fruit will be given into Admiral Horatio Nelson, which will make the Battle of Trafalgar even crazier, knowing Napoleon already has the Goro no Mi. It will also reflect the battle with Akainu versus Kuzan during the battle for the seat of the Fleet Admiral. Probably the most crazy and legendary fight of this list. Now, the Glint fruit goes to Admiral Raymond Spruance, and of course, the Magu fruit to him, Admiral Yi's son. Now, my reasons for those? Well, you can see my previous video on why. Kurasu's Soup fruit can go to revolutionary Emiliano Zapata, who wasn't afraid of using gunpowder. He aided the Mexican Revolution with his newfound powers, as Kurasu does for the Revolutionary Army. Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, might make Caribou's lame Swamp fruit into a tool of death and destruction against the Bulgarians, taking even more captives and blinding many more. Sorry Bulgaria, look at the bright side, it could have gone to Epstein or Harvey Weinstein. I mean, ooh, now the gas fruit, Gangster Gastino. I could take the low hanging fruit, so I think I will. I'll give it to Adolf Hitler on that one, and you know why. Green Bull's Woodes fruit, the Iceni queen who fought ferociously against the Roman Empire, Boudica would have had it. Maybe with the fruit she would have successfully defeated the Romans and justice would be indiscriminately be served and her daughter saved. The greatest Chinese warrior, Yue Fei the dragon, would have set China ablaze with the Mera no Mi and his ambition. A fruit deserving of such a legendary figure. Imagine him riding in with red and black attire, mounted on a horse with a spear ablaze like a god. A fruit deserving of China's greatest song hero, and no Dunkin' Donuts. And to even the playing field even more against Napoleon, I'd imagine Alexander I would have made Russian winters even more brutal and 10 times more difficult for Napoleon's men in the France's invasion of Russia if he had eaten Monet's Yuki no Mi snow fruit. Man, those Russian winters have been brutal. God damn. And last for the Logia, fuck it, I'ma bend the rules a little bit because we all know this fruit exists. Come on. And it should be assigned to someone who might not take 2,000 chapters to use it. You know what I'm talking about. The win-win fruit potentially held by top 1 Monkey D ... Dragon should be given to the first king of Norway, Harald Fairhair, who was the first man to unify Norway after the Battle of Hofsfjord. Reigned over the court with his family for 500 years, the longest reigning dynasty in all of Norwegian history. King of all kings, the High King and true King of Scott, I mean the Nords, would have shouted his enemies apart with the windy food. And on top of that, make his fair and luscious hair blow fabulously, worthy of a L'Oreal lad. Very beautiful man, worthy of a few sagas. No diddy. So, for our first Zoan, Dalton's bison fruit. I think we already know a Native American warrior should eat this. But who specifically? Well, I think it's appropriate if Geronimo possessed it, since he was also a medicine man. His fighting power would be increased by a significant margin and would have given America a lot of trouble. Goku wa Doctor! Tony Chopper's human fruit would be useless to give to a human, so why not a soldier that was an animal? Wojtek, the Polish bear that served in World War II in the artillery supply company. With his fruit, he would have been much more than just a mascot and a supply carrier, but possibly an actual unit to fight side by side with, if he also possessed Chopper's various transformations, that is. Just imagine a drunk Polish bear screaming, "Quarterback!" Yeah. Makes it worth it. Pell's falcon fruit is appropriate for the Red Baron himself, master of the Crimson Skies, Manfred von Richthofen, the flying ace of the German army, in tandem with his already apparent flying skills and maybe also increased durability. He could have mastered the skies with or without his plane, and maybe also get Pell's increased durability, as I stated. The dog fruit model Dashin, since, well, it was somehow eaten by a fucking gun. A concept I don't know if Oda scrapped or forgotten about, by the way, just like Funkfried, but I think will also be cool to see more double fruit objects, in my opinion. But fuck it. Let's have Billy the Kid's gun, the Colt single action army, the power of a dog. How can anyone be able to defeat an outlaw when his Colt launches mortar baseballs at outlaws? Come on. The Momo fruit can go to a great Apache warrior Lozen. With her ability to detect enemy movement, I'm being serious, she deadass had powers in real life, read about it. And being able to dig and navigate tunnels for the Apaches to potentially ambush the Americans, the US becomes even more screwed. The dog fruit model Jackal can go to Egyptian warrior King Tutmos III. With the Jackal fruit, he would have instilled fear and also been revered throughout Egypt and conquering Syria as an actual manifestation of Anubis. The horse fruit, well, how do you think Crazy Horse got his name? You see the theme I'm going with here? Man, it would have been so badass to see Crazy Horse gallop into battle, into action as a warrior stallion as the Lakota rally behind him during the Black Hill Wars. I need someone to animate this. Now for Rob Gucci.
I'm bad, I see him, I swag, that Gucci.
Leopard fruit, we seen the action that man put in, the work he put in against Luffy recently. So that man Montezuma II with the abilities of a leopard should have it, tearing out the hearts of his enemies and consuming them with the actual ferocity of a leopard. He would have been seen as a god among the Aztecs and would have needed more hearts to sate his carnivorous hunger. The elephant fruit eaten by the sword Funkfried, following the theme of objects possessing devil fruit powers, I think the legendary sword Zulfikar that was gifted to Muhammad by Gabriel will be appropriately titled mythical and legendary if it actually had the properties of an elephant. The dog fruit model Wolfpack is eaten by Mongus Coloradas, another Apache chief, a ruthless chief who spared no lives, not even of civilians. His ferocity is akin to a wolf's fangs ripping through flesh. Kaku's giraffe fruit will probably be found in Africa most likely, so a fitting warrior who can manifest the fruit's ability well is Ya Ashintewa, the Ghanaian warrior queen who resisted British invasion. The Brits would have been in for a load of hurt with a warrior who could just whip them with a long ass neck. The snake fruit model Cobra would have been eaten by Ashoka the Great, who conquered a large part of the continent of India. Known for his great strength and ferocity, he would have been seen as the Naga incarnate. Peckham's turtle fruit would make the right warrior into a tank, a unit of absolute defense, or a ninja. Fujibayashi Nagato. Put 2 and 2 together and we have a real life ninja turtle, minus the pizza and the ring. I still don't know why an egg is a Zoan fruit, but whatever, since I guess it's a chicken egg. I don't know who would want to be a Humpty Dumpty ass nigga, but I guess it does have some benefit. It's Benjamin Franklin, he looks like. The bug fruit model Rhinoceros would make an African warrior Wurare's strength even mightier. It is already believed he had magical powers. The bug fruit model Hornet would,
you're odd, sir,
could belong to warrior queen Nzinga of Matamba, who could sting the Portuguese with great ferocity. Actually, a human-sized hornet, holy shit, that actually sounds terrifying. Ugh. I don't think Raid or Gasoline could have killed that. God man, I think you need a flamethrower, Jesus. Big news!
My savior has arrived.
Morgan, the bird fruit model Albatross, needs to be given to someone who likes big news. Give that to Hunter S. Thompson. Now imagine a movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Thompson as a bird and on drugs with Dr. Gonzo. Holy shit, you wouldn't even need acid, DMT, or adrenochrome to be tripping. The dog fruit model Tanuki, damn how many dog fruits are there, is eaten by Ishikawa Goemon, the Japanese Robin Hood. Tanuki seems like a very appropriate animal for a thief, especially a Japanese one. Now it's time for the ancient Zoans. Drake's dragon fruit model Allosaurus is eaten by his namesake Francis Drake, who could have gave the Spanish Armada hell when they see a damn dinosaur leaping and destroying ships. He also was a vice admiral. Jack the Lout elephant fruit model Mammoth would have been eaten by Eric Bloodaxe, who actually would have done something with the fruit. Very appropriate for a Viking. The dragon fruit model Spinosaurus, since native to North Africa, would have been eaten by Scipio Africanus against Hannibal during the Punic Wars. Hannibal's hockey and the war elephants against Scipio as a dinosaur is another keynote moment in history that needs to be animated. The dragon fruit model Pterodon would be eaten by Chow Chow. The Three Kingdoms period would have been all over the place if each commander had a crazy fruit. I think the pterodactyl fits Chow Chow's personality as a warlord and a strategist. Meanwhile, Queen's fruit model Bronchiosaurus fits Commander Yuan Chao's personality, and the Pachycephalosaurus model given to Liu Biao's, and the Triceratops for Kong Rong. The Black Widow fruit would be so fitting for Saint Olga Kiev, an actual widow who enacted bloody revenge against the Dravillians. She could have ensnared them all and done away with them with ease. The patron saint of vengeance indeed for a reason. Now the final category for the mythical Zoans, Marco's Phoenix fruit would have been eaten by the legendary hero of France, Jeanne d'Arc, Joan of Arc, as a symbol of freedom, independence, and hope, shining bright on the battlefield. Her fiery phoenix radiance would illuminate France as a defender of Orléans, but would be accused of witchcraft and martyred for it. Then she rises from the ashes as an eternal defender of the faith and reborn as an eternal martyr and guardian of France. Absolute cinema. Human model Buddha will, obviously Buddha. Nah, Buddha can't eat his own fruit. So a legendary admiral to face against Spruance during World War II could be Yamamoto if he had eaten the fruit. I wonder if he could take an atomic bomb as well with the fruit. Let's try to power scale that for a second. Now, Kaido's fruit, the fish fruit model, Azure Dragon. I was saving for Genghis Temujin Khan, the beast of the East. Genghis is the thing to a real-life Kaido. And with his power, it would be no surprise he was able to conquer so much with such a fruit. And instead of 100 beasts Kaido, call him 1,000 children Genghis Khan. The dog fruit model Naruto, another one, would be fitting for legendary samurai Minamoto no Yoshitsune, while the snake fruit model Hydro would be eaten by Shin Huang, the ruthless legalist. The human fruit model Anyudo turns someone into a giant yokai monk, so it should be eaten by Bitcoin, greatest warrior monk who was known to be a ginormous man at 6'6" and wielded 7 weapons. Known as Oniwaka or Demon Child, the legend killed 300 men while defending that bridge with the swiftness of an Ayundo. Or perhaps he would have not died with the fruit tailored for him. The dog fruit model Okushi no Makami will be eaten by Shizuka Gozen, the warrior beauty of Japan and coincidentally Yoshitsune's mistress. The horse fruit model Pegasus is eaten by Alexander the Great's legendary horse Bucephalus, who accompanied the young Alexander to many battles since the young age of 13. Giving the horse a good old Red Bull would make Bucephalus look like a mythical beast straight out of Greek mythos, with Alexander riding the legendary steed. And following his horse, last but certainly not least, the human fruit model Nika. Gamu no Mi is eaten by the greatest warrior and conqueror of all time, my Nika Alexander the Great, liberating the known world by conquering the Persians with sheer toon force in tandem with Bucephalus, Pegasus' flying wings. He would have been truly personified as the Greek sun god Helios, all with the stretchiness of Luffy and the toon force of Bugs Bunny. Well, there you have it, folks. All 150 devil fruits given to a historical figure. Now, history is officially changed forever. Let me know which fruit pairings would you guys change from the video and who you think deserves the fruit and why. Let me hear y'all's thoughts. Now, hopefully this helps you guys during the last leg of the tormentuous 3 weeks Oda break. We'll get through it, y'all. I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course, Godspeed.